Today, I'm gonna be going over 18 of my top tips on how you can increase your eBay sales. And trust me guys, if you are implementing all these things and you are doing your morning ritual, routine, just something like this, you are going to see your productivity levels go way up. So, if you haven't already, it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe to this channel right now. Okay, tip number one, guys, is schedule your day the night before. By doing this, you basically give your mind time to digest the information. You give yourself time to sort of internalize, what it is that you're going to be doing the following day. And what that does also is whenever you get up in the morning, your mind is clear. You know exactly what it is that you're doing. You know what to do first, what to do next. You would be surprised at how much it actually it slows you down. Or actually, let's put it this way: you'd be really surprised at how far ahead this puts you just by doing it the night before. Schedule your day's events the night before, and that's going to be the first thing that I would suggest. All right, now what kind of goals should you schedule? And what sort of events should you schedule as a reseller with work? We're going to start before work, because I believe what you do before you go to work is going to impact your work. So before you go to work is very important, just as important as what you do at work, I believe, because preparing yourself mentally for what it is that you're going to do is going to put you in a position to maximize your efforts and to basically make the most money that you can and to make the biggest impact that you can and to do the best job that you can. Now, that being said, the first thing that you should do each and every morning is start your day with a big glass of water. And I know this might sound simple, this might sound easy, but hey, I wish I would have had someone to tell me this 15 years ago before I started. I actually had health problems at age about 35. Start your day with a big glass of water, guys. It's the easiest thing you can do. Squeeze a little lemon in there if you got it, because that's just gonna help to jumpstart your body. It's gonna wake up your body. It's gonna wake your mind up, because when you wake up in the morning, you're dehydrated. We all are. When we wake up in the morning, we are dehydrated, and the first thing that you need to do is give your body what it needs, and that is the water. There's the water of life, guys. Nothing happens without water. So everything starts with water. Like many doctors will tell you, 9 out of 10 problems the people are having is because they don't have enough water. And that's why when you go to the hospital for whatever it is, the first thing they do, what's the first thing they do, guys? They hook you up to the drip machine. Yeah, they gotta get you hydrated. So they hook you to that saline solution machine because they gotta get water in because they know everybody is dehydrated. So the first thing you wanna do, have a big glass of water in the morning, guys. That'll get you started right. All right, now as you're scheduling your day the night before, make sure that you don't schedule anything for less than 15 to 30-minute time slots, because 15 minutes is gonna be the minimum amount of time for anything that you're gonna do. Anything of any sort of value is gonna take at least 15 minutes. So 15 to 30 minutes. So give yourself at least that on the minimum. And ideally, 1 hour to 4 hour blocks are the best. Those are the most productive. So try to keep it in 1 to 4 hour blocks of time. As far as like tasks, in other words, assign them an hour to a 4 hour block of time to do them. And as far as what tasks should you be doing? What type of tasks should you be scheduling? It would be, however many listings. Maybe for the day you want to get 25 or 50 listings. You want to schedule in your shipping and how long it's going to take you to do your shipping. Count how many items you have for shipping the following day. Calculate how many you can do within an hour, and figure out how long it's going to take you to do your shipping. Schedule that in. And then schedule in however many listings that you're gonna do. Schedule in however many items that you're gonna take pictures of. Maybe you're gonna take pictures of 25 or 30 different items. Schedule in, you're gonna answer emails, and you should always start when you get to work. Answer your emails first thing, guys. That's the first thing you need to do every single morning, is get back to your customers. People have questions over the night, because like I always say, many times you have customers, they're standing there with money in their hands, and the only thing they need from you is for you to answer a small question they have, and they're ready to buy, guys. So with that in mind, always answer your customers. Don't make them wait. And if you could even answer them that night, the night before, before morning, that's even better. So keep that in mind, guys, and get right back to your customers. And as you're scheduling your time out, those are going to be pretty much, a lot of your high impact activities. There's going to be other various smaller things as far as like you might want to put in, clean my office, that sort of stuff, clean the windows, but you can schedule all those types of things in. Just schedule this stuff in. And what this is going to do, guys, it's going to take you back to the 80-20, to the Pareto principle. And if you haven't seen that, you need to check out one of my older videos. And it's the easiest way to increase your eBay sales, I believe is the name of that video. But it does cover this entire principle. That is to say that as you're going through your scheduling the things that you need to do. Make sure you're focused on the high impact things. And 8 out of 10 things that we do in a day are trivial and meaningless. And that is to say that only 2 out of 10 things that you do are responsible for 80% of the results in your life. So you want your job. That being said, that makes it your job to find out what 20% of the things that you are doing are the most impactful, and what 80% of things that you're doing are basically trivial and meaningless. And what you want to do is drop that 80% of things that aren't really moving you forward in your life, and focus on that 20% that's really responsible for most of the success in your life. So as you're making, your schedule for the following day, do it with that in mind. All right, now as you're making your schedule, don't forget to schedule your lunch break, because lunch is very important. And don't forget to schedule regular breaks, guys, where you will take a break, you will get up, walk around, stretch your legs, go outside, look at things far away, stretch your eyes, because this eye strain is common in this game, because I've experienced it over time. You stare at your screen for so long, and you experience eye strain. So, and the same thing with muscles. Muscles are going to atrophy. If you're not up walking around, if you're sitting down for too long, you're going to get rigor mortis and start to kick in. You sit there too long. So make sure that you're taking regular breaks. Make sure you're scheduling breaks. At least I take like a 5 to 10 minute break at least once every hour and a half. Just go outside, walk around. Like I said, look around, stretch my eyes. Get some fresh air, drink of water, that kind of stuff. Maybe have a banana or something, just because, you sit too long, you stare at that screen too long, that is not good for you guys. And the quickest way to die is to go sit down and not move around anymore, because people who spend a lot of time sitting down are very unhealthy. So, and if they're not, it's because they're very consciously aware of the fact that they could very easily be unhealthy, and so they're focused on other things to keep that from happening. Now, that being said, guys, while you're scheduling in, your lunch break and your regular breaks, and you're scheduling in the high impact, prioritizing, your activities and focused on the most important things, don't forget the most important thing, guys, and that is family, that's friends, and that is self. And not to say anything about self. To love yourself is not selfish, guys, because if you don't take care of you, then you can't begin to take care of anyone around you. And if you want to bless those around you in any capacity, then you need to be in a condition to do so. And so you've got to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. But that being said, what I want to say is, when you're scheduling, make sure you're scheduling time with your friends and family, because that is taking care of you guys. You need to be with your friends and family. You need to be around those who love you and those who care about you, those who can lift you up and help you, and you can help them. So we all need that support group, and don't neglect to schedule that time. So in other words, schedule fun time with your friends, your family. And if you don't have a lot of friends and family, or maybe they're all busy that day, then schedule some fun for yourself. And you should do that every day, guys. Even if it's only 15 or 35 or 45 minutes or an hour, you should at least give an hour to yourself each and every day, doing something that you love, doing something that you enjoy, at the very least spending time, outdoors in nature, and just sort of refreshing and recharging the old batteries of the soul, guys, so to speak. So, hey, I'm not trying to go too deep on it here, but this, like I said, this is a lifestyle choice, and to be a reseller is a lifestyle choice. And if you just go in there and you try to look at it as another job, trust me, you're setting yourself up for failure, and you might be setting yourself up for something even worse, and that's basically maybe sickness, or maybe you might be risking your health at that point. So keep that in mind, guys, and make sure you schedule that time in. Get up early, guys. You want to start your day as early as you can, because hey, I'm not even going to go there. We don't even need to get into it, but we all know early bird gets the worm. And if you ain't out there, then you ain't even in the game. Someone else is going to get your worm. You want to be up early, because that's going to give you, again, another competitive advantage, and that's something you really need in this game. So start your day as early as you can. It's going to give you more time throughout the day. While everybody else is sleeping, you're out there hustling already. So by the time people wake up, you're already up. And I don't mean you're already awake. I mean you're already up in the game. You're already up in dollars and cents for the day. So get up early, guys. Now, I would recommend starting your day off. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I do know that when I have a good breakfast, that I have more mental clarity. I have more energy. And that is because of a good breakfast. And I also notice that when I don't have a nutritious breakfast, that the opposite is true, that I'm tired, that I'm sluggish, that my thought process isn't as clear. So have a good, clean breakfast. And when I say that, I mean something like a fruit smoothie, maybe a protein shake, maybe a green juice, maybe fresh juice, and a whole wheat bagel, or maybe some oatmeal, and a glass of milk, or some orange juice. Something light, not too heavy, but try to keep it on the healthy side. Try to stick with whole grains, and fruits, and milk products. For me personally, seem to really be easy in the morning. And on that note, just a little, for instance, for you guys, I'm not sure, how most of you are doing it in the morning, but personally, what I like to do, and what I've sort of over the years I've sort of come up with, so that I can get up early, get started on my day, and basically not to have to spend too much time on breakfast, is a fresh fruit smoothie. And that's fresh frozen fruit. You can buy the fruit frozen or organic, throw it in the freezer. You grab some mangoes, some strawberries, toss them in the blender, put you some frozen vanilla yogurt in there, throw a little protein powder in there if you want to, a little bit of milk, a frozen banana, guys. You blend all that up. I mean, that's good stuff. And it's something that I actually put in all of my shakes in the morning is Sweet Dairy Whey. You can look that up online. And it's made by J. Rob. He's one of the only ones I know that makes Sweet Dairy Whey. If not, you can find it. I think there's a company called Red Mills. That's where I've been getting it from. But it's Sweet Dairy Whey. Basically, when you add that to your fruit smoothie with milk, it just makes it almost like a malt. And I think Sweet Dairy Whey is actually what they put in malts. So it sort of gives it that really creamy milkshake flavor. And also on that note, on top of that, Sweet Dairy Whey is extremely good for your stomach. It's good for gut health. It's good for the gut flora. So I'm not gonna go into too much on health, guys. I'm sort of a health nut, but that is something that I definitely recommend. Fruit smoothie in the morning is a great breakfast. It's fast, it's easy, you can take it with you, and it's full of nutrition. It's gonna give you mental clarity. It's gonna give you sharp, precision focus, and it's gonna give you energy on top of all that. And if you have any sort of stomach issues, this is gonna be excellent for it. So don't forget to start your day with a good breakfast, guys. Okay, so after I have had my fruit smoothie, the first thing that I like to do is to read something inspirational, to get my day started on the right note, to get my mind in the right place, and to basically, like I said, just to get my mind right and to get myself focused on what's important. So by reading something, inspirational, that's gonna help you to sort of get yourself into the right mind frame for the day's events. Basically, for the world out there, because hey, the world, it's a man-eater. The world is looking to chew you up and spit you out. Very easy to get caught up in all the ugliness in the world and to lose focus on the beautiful things in the world. Contrary to popular belief and many opinions, the world is still a beautiful place. There's a lot of good stuff going on in it. You just have to make the choice, and like I said, I think that comes in by reading something inspirational first thing in the morning. You have to make that choice to focus on the good things in the world and not the bad stuff. So by reading something that is inspirational to you and something that sort of moves you, that is going to help to get you into that right mind frame. To be successful, you need to be in the right mind frame, because success is a big portion of mindset. It's the mentality, guys. Rich is not something that you are, it's a way of being. It's a habitual way of acting. That's what rich is. That's what abundance is. The next thing that I like to do before anything else is I will go exercise, guys. I'll start with some stretches, and then sometimes I will just, maybe go jogging. Sometimes I will hit the gym. Sometimes I'll just even take a walk. If it's one of those days and I really don't feel like exercising, I'll just take a walk. Because even that, just a brisk walk in the morning is going to open the pathways throughout the body. The stretching before, guys, I cannot emphasize that enough, especially you guys who are already in the reselling game. Spend a lot of time sitting behind that computer. And like I said, sitting is the quickest way to die. The body wants to be in motion, and the human body enjoys motion. So, to be sitting for too long a period of time is gonna cause problems. I really can't stress enough the importance of stretching. because stretching opens the pathways throughout the body. It opens the lymph nodes throughout the body, which keeps the lymph fluid, I believe it's called lymph fluid, keeps it flowing and moving throughout the body. And the only way that you actually get, interestingly enough, the only way you get that fluid moving is by movement, by stretching specifically. So, you definitely want to do that. A lot of us neglect that, and that's how, arthritis can kick in later on. That's how we can be stressed out, and we can have tension, tension knots throughout our body, and I believe ultimately that stuff is, will manifest itself in disease, cancer, arthritis. I mean, you name it. There's all sorts of problems that you will have. And a lot of that comes, guys, just like from not stretching and from not exercising. But if you're exercising, even if you're not stretching, that's excellent. If you're stretching and you're not exercising, that's still excellent. But if you can do both, guys, if you do a little stretching, a little exercise, like I said, even if you just get up, you do a little stretching, you take a walk around the block, hey, that's awesome. Take a walk around the house, do some push-ups, do some jumping jacks, do a little Tae Bo. What's Tae Bo? Probably, I know some of you older cats know what Tae Bo is. But I mean, with Billy Blanks, I think it was. But hey, it doesn't matter. It's just Richard Simmons, turn on a little Richard Simmons. P90X, I mean, that's hardcore, guys. But, what's it called? Insanity, guys. Do some insanity. I wouldn't recommend going that far with it. But hey, a little exercise first thing in the morning, believe me, that is going to help to set you up for success in conjunction with these other tips that I'm giving. All right, guys, now this one might seem like a no-brainer, but it makes a big difference. It will make a huge difference in your productivity, trust me, and that is making sure that you have a clean work area. Just, make sure your desk is clean, make sure things are orderly, make sure that you have room, to put new inventory, you have room for your current inventory, and make sure that there is a flow to your workstation. Make sure you have a workflow. In other words, make sure inventory comes in this direction, it flows through nice and smooth, and then out. You see what I'm saying? So, now I'm not going to go into too much detail on that, but you want to basically establish a good workflow. And that is going to have a lot to do with how clean things are and how organized things are. So focus on organization, make sure that your desk is clean, make sure your area is clean, make sure that you don't have stuff all over the floor. That's a big pet peeve of mine in my particular business, is that I make sure that I don't have anything on the floor. It always has to be on a shelf, on a table, and if it's not, then it has to be somewhere else outside of the workroom, outside of the storage situation, just depending on what it is and where it's at, because I do work from home. I do have a place, storage, where I keep a large portion of inventory, but a lot of it also stays in-house. So things have to be very organized, or else, things it gets dirty real quick, guys. And what'll happen is, besides getting dirty, your workflow is going to get clogged, and there's not going to be a flow, and that's really going to slow you down. So, a clean work environment makes a big difference, guys. Trust me. Okay, guys, just a couple more tips here to help you increase and maximize your profits buying and reselling on eBay. Now, this is a big one, guys. This is a big one, and I know a lot of you might struggle with this. I did too for a good while, but whenever you go to work, turn your phone off. Don't check your emails. Don't check your texts. Turn it off, leave it, and focus on your work for at least for that block of time that you have allotted to any particular activity. And like I said, focus 100% on your activity. Don't answer your phone. Don't answer your texts. Don't check your emails. Trust me, over the day, you're gonna get more work done, and over a week, that is really gonna add up to a lot more money at the end of the week and at the end of the month. I mean, it's just like unimaginable how much money that we actually lose by stopping our flow, to answer emails, to answer texts, to answer the phone, to talk with our friends. And especially in this game, trust me, everybody thinks since you're a reseller, you don't really have to work, or you can do what you want, or you can stop what you're doing, and you don't have to get X amount of listings on. You don't have a schedule you have to follow. You don't have a clock to punch. You don't have a boss to tell you what to do, and that's true. All that stuff is true. There is no have to, but that's where self-discipline comes in, guys. Self-discipline is extremely, extremely important in this game. And if you have low self-discipline or poor self-discipline, then you definitely want to work on that. And you want to take that into consideration before getting into this industry, because it is extremely competitive. And if you don't have good self-discipline, someone with self-discipline is going to beat you out. They're going to edge you out, guys. So on that note, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Turn your phone off, guys. No interruptions. All right, now I got just a couple more tips here, guys. And trust me, I save the best to last. I save the best to last. All right, guys, there are 2 more things that I do that really help me to keep my productivity high, and basically help to make me a lot happier person, trust me, because when you hear this, you're gonna see. And I've saved these 2 best for last because they are awesome, and they are very effective, and they go a long way towards increasing your sales and to giving you that incentive that you need to increase your sales. And this is basically part of that self-discipline, and this will help you with self-discipline tremendously. Okay, so what I like to do is set up a consequence or a punishment, whatever you want to call it. I'd rather say consequence, it sounds more grown up. It's basically a consequence that I face when I don't make it, when I don't get all my listings on. And that might be, normally 9 times out of 10, what it is if I don't get, what it is that I scheduled to do, and I don't make it, then my punishment is basically I have to stay until I do make it. So, I mean, that's a good punishment because, and it's very, very effective on top of that. The reason it's so effective is, number one, when it comes 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I don't want to be at work anymore. And if I haven't hit my goals, then I can't go home. And I have stayed. I was supposed to be off at 5 or 6 because I like to get off at 5, guys. I like to work 9 to 5. I mean, those are my hours. I'm usually up between 6 and 7. But like I said, if I do not hit my goals, if I don't do with my goals that I had set, then I just stay. And I've been in until 12, 1 o'clock at night, hitting the goals that I set for myself. But, that's the punishment. But hey, the good thing about, and this is the best thing, guys, on the flip side of that coin, you probably already know I'm going with this, and you need to do this, guys, because if you're not, you're setting yourself up for failure. We need rewards, guys. Every system in the world works on rewards. It's a reward system. I mean, the ones that are most effective do anyways. So, with that in mind, reward yourself when you reach your goals. And that could be anything, it could be a pizza party. It could be, maybe you're gonna out to Red Lobster or, a Benihana's or for the day. Maybe you're gonna get you some new shoes or maybe, I have no idea, guys. I don't know what it is. Whatever you're into, then, do that for yourself. Give yourself that indulgence. If you don't have the money to reward yourself as far as monetarily, or maybe you didn't make that kind of money, then just give yourself, that guilty pleasure. Maybe you're gonna, okay, since you hit your goals today, then you're gonna spend, 2 hours playing Call of Duty, without feeling bad. For me personally, when I hit, major goals at the end of the week, then I like to basically, hit the department store. The Academy is my spot. I like to go to Academy and just, sort of go crazy. Or maybe just pick myself up, a new pair of sneakers. Or, maybe just, a new basketball. It could be anything, guys. It's just however I'm feeling that day. And it could be something really small. It could be something really small, like maybe we're gonna have lobster for dinner that night. But regardless, make sure that you are rewarding yourself, that you're doing what makes you happy. And that you are implementing these techniques. And trust me, guys, if you are implementing all these things and you are doing your morning ritual, routine, just something like this, you are going to see your productivity levels go way up. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, guys. And if you haven't already, it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe to this channel right now. Thanks for watching, and until my next video, you guys be good, get on out there, and crush your day.